the Houston Area Women's Center, and how you can support survivors of domestic violence during COVID-19. First, a big thank you to all the essential workers helping to keep our world together. Fred Rogers once said, "When I was a young boy and would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find people that are willing to help.'" Who we are. The Houston Area Women's Center works to end domestic and sexual violence and supports all in building safe and healthy lives through advocacy, counseling, education, shelter, and support services. Our services are free, confidential, and available to everyone. HAWC support is just a phone call away. Our hotlines are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and 365 days a year. Currently, we are offering virtual services including support and safety planning, counseling intakes and appointments, hospital accompaniment, housing, legal advocacy, and case management. Our shelter and the Safe Harbor Hotel program, deemed essential services, are also still available. So what is domestic violence? Domestic violence is when a partner uses threats, intimidation, coercion, or force to gain power and control over their spouse or partner. Domestic violence includes emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, psychological abuse, and economic abuse. Here are some examples of abusive verbiage. "I won't give you a penny if you don't do what I say." "You are ugly and stupid, and no one will believe you." "If you don't do what I say, I will hurt you and the kids." Who experiences domestic violence? It can happen to anyone. Domestic violence can affect all genders and sexualities, ethnicities, cultures, religions, races, ages, and socioeconomic backgrounds. Domestic violence impacts the whole community. It impacts children, pets, and bystanders. It's one of the leading causes of injury and death and impacts the access and the cost of healthcare. Domestic violence creates community trauma. There has been a horrible surge of domestic violence during COVID-19 for many reasons. Quarantine traps survivors in unsafe homes. Isolation increases survivors' vulnerability. Quarantine increases social and economic risk factors used by the abuser to escalate violence. With limited court access, there's less accountability for abusers. Then there is unpredictability and escalation of gender-based violence during times of crisis like natural disasters, epidemics, and wars. Here are some real accounts of abusers using COVID-19 to excuse and escalate their violence. A husband threatened to throw his wife out into the street if she coughed. Strangled by their partner, a survivor feared going to the hospital because of the threat of coronavirus. An immunocompromised man called in after his abusive girlfriend began hiding cleaning supplies and hand sanitizers from him. A survivor awakened from bed because she had a fever and wasn't feeling well. Her abuser threw her out of the front door and kept their child. Another survivor was kept home against her will after being threatened by her abuser with a hammer and an unregistered gun. He was using the pandemic as an excuse to stop her from leaving him. Despite misconceptions, leaving does not equal safety. Leaving is the most dangerous time in an abusive situation. To support survivors, you can utilize the Community Advocate's 3 R's. Recognize by listening empathically. An example would be, "You do not deserve to be treated this way." Respond by accepting and validating. "I believe you. What can I do to support you?" Refer by providing resources such as 911 and domestic violence hotlines. "I am concerned for your safety. Help is available." If you know someone who is being abused, there are a few do's and don'ts to remember. Do, listen, validate, respect a survivor's privacy, and offer resource options. Don't give advice, judge them, tell the survivor to work it out, or question their story or experience. Help is just a phone call away. Again, HAWC's domestic violence hotline is 713-528-2121. The sexual assault hotline is 713-528-7273, rape, and the national domestic violence hotline is 1-800-799-7233. Each is 24/7, 365. Remember, we are in this together. From our HAWC family to yours, thank you. Please keep supporting survivors. Believe them. Tell them help is available.